Joining us now in a first on CNBC interview is CoreWeave CEO Michael Intrator in Pittsburgh, along with our own Brian Sullivan. Brian?
Yeah, John, thank you very much. I'm going to cross over into your world a little bit and talk about technology and data centers. And we are joined by Mike Intrator. He is the CEO of CoreWeave. Mike, thank you very much for joining us. An event with President Trump just wrapped downstairs. It was you and a bunch of business leaders, ExxonMobil, Amazon Web Services, Alphabet, many more, a bunch of cabinet secretaries. Your stock rose today, saying that you're going to spend $6 billion. I've been doing this a long time. Normally when companies spend money, their stock goes down. Why do you think there's so much buzz around this topic right now?
Sure. Thank you for having me. And the event downstairs with President Trump was extraordinary. The people in the room were phenomenal. And I think the stock is, stock rise because they rise. But I think the way the market is interpreting it is that when they see a company like CoreWeave come out and invest money in the data center space, it is indicative of the depth of the demand for the services that we provide. And they
want you to add more.
They
supply.
want us to.
You need to produce more product.
They know that when we're coming into the market to buy more data center capacity, we're doing that because we have pent-up demand that we are trying to place into these data centers, and that is accretive to our company and will drive our company into the future. And I think that's the way the market is interpreting it, and I think that's correct.
I hate asking questions I probably know the answer to, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
I'm going to ask it answer.
I'm assuming that you build this data center. Is the demand already there? Like, could you have customers who are waiting in line to access your product enough that the place is going to kind of already be sold out, if you will?
Yeah, so what we have seen since ChatGPT was launched was a relentless demand for infrastructure to be able to train models, to be able to serve models, to be able to deliver artificial intelligence to the world. And so the way that we go about building our infrastructure is we go ahead and we establish a footprint within a data center when we have buyers that are trying to have us build more infrastructure for them to be able to continue to build and drive compute.
Yeah, I had a good question from a friend of mine who came from the job space, basically hiring temp workers and then growing the business and then eventually selling it. And he said, what about jobs? We heard a lot about jobs in there on the building side, building the data centers, building the power lines, constructing all the infrastructure. What about the white collar job side? Mike, we don't talk about what's AI going to mean for that. A lot of worry about mass job loss.
Yeah, so look, when we go ahead and we build these data centers, we go through a construction phase. And during that construction phase, we will hire 600 new trade employees that are providing services to the building and construction of this data site. When the construction phase is done, we will go ahead and we will hire another, call it 175 employees to help run and maintain the data center. High quality, high paying jobs.
Can you find those people now, or do you have to are we going to have to take people from one thing that AI might disrupt and retrain them to do that?
One of the things that came out in the conversation downstairs was this incredible understanding that the skill sets that we are going to require across the trades, across the data center space is going to be something that's going to require investment from this country for the next 20 years. We're going to continue to have to repopulate and build out more trade people that can do this. They're going to have to build out more capacity to be able to maintain the data centers. In addition to that, we have a very, very large office in Philadelphia where it's all white collar jobs, and we are hiring in that in that office to augment and drive our business forward. So within Pennsylvania, not even talking about the broader company, you're seeing us in a microcosm hire for every single step along the way. Everybody from the data center construction through maintenance of the data center and running data center technicians, all the way through high-tech employees, sales force, marketing, all of the different pieces that are necessary to build and run a large-scale company that has an obligation to deliver compute to its clients.
That's fascinating. You said Salesforce, and I'm thinking of the company's Salesforce.
No.
Because the ecosystem around the company has become bigger than the company itself. There's more people who sell product built onto Salesforce. I know, what I'm using that as an example. Yeah. Is it possible, I want to be optimistic here, that we could see the same thing happen with AI? That things that we never even thought existed will exist as bolt-ons to things that may exist now?
There's no question in my mind that you're going to see new jobs be created through artificial intelligence. It's going to drive us in directions we have not even anticipated. Yeah. When I was speaking before, I also said we don't even know who some of the companies are going to be, what they're going to do. All we know is that by creating compute, delivering compute to our clients, more and more companies are being created. More and more startups are being founded that are consuming compute, consuming artificial intelligence, and driving the economy forward.